Hello and welcome to Flower Friday.
Hey there.
My name's Amanda.
I'm Sherry.
And we are the mother-daughter designers at Grace Monroe Home, where we help you transform the ordinary home into an extraordinary home.
That is exactly right. And today we're going to be making a greenery Christmas wreath.
That is right. So this wreath is going to be perfect to use all winter long, and we are going to be using different greeneries in this one.
Yes.
I'll show you what we're using. We've got some cedar with berries and little pine cones. And then we have some snowy cedar picks. And then some other little greenery picks that we're going to be using. So we're going to be using a lot of different greeneries for this one.
That's right. And I just love these. These are real touch. And they're just so pretty.
And this one is going to be perfect for those of us who like natural. It's going to be a winter wreath, so you can actually use it not just for Christmas, but all winter long.
Yep.
And I think it's going to be a fun one to make.
I think so too. It's just hard for me to believe we're already at that stage making Christmas wreaths, but we are.
Yep. You know we start making them early.
We have to make them early. That's right.
So the first thing we're going to do, and real quick too, I am going to tell you we're going to be making this. It's going to be a crescent style, and it's going to be made on a grapevine wreath base. I'm going to go ahead though and start making our bow. Now we are going to be making a stacked bow on the Bow Dabber bow maker. You could leave the bow off on this one if you just wanted it totally natural with no bow, but we're going to be making one for this. We've got a 2.5-inch plaid ribbon that we're using, and then a 1.5-inch red glitter ribbon. You could use any kind of ribbon that you like for this. And now I've got my Bow Dabber bow maker and my 26 gauge floral wire. And while we're doing this, y'all let us know where you're watching us from. Yes,
and what the weather's like. I always like to hear that. We're still shorts wearing weather here, but it's it will get cold soon enough.
Yeah, it'll be here before we know it.
Yes, it will.
So I'm going to go ahead and take a long piece of floral wire and just put it in half just like that. So I've got a loop on one end, and I put it down into my Bow Dabber and tuck under the loop and the ends and just sit it down just like that. Now, did I have a tail? Oh yeah, there it is.
Yep.
I'm losing my tails here. So I'm going to go ahead and put both tails in. I start with my 2.5-inch on the bottom because you always start with your widest, and then I've got my 1.5-inch on the top. And then I just pull it around just like this and make sure it's even. I am going to start with my widest ribbon. It's got some tape on it. That was the end of the roll.
Yep.
All right, and so this is the same on both sides, so you can put either side face down. I leave about 1 inch over here on my left-hand side and make my loop. These are going to be about 5-inch loops. This is not going to be a huge bow. Pull these up and make sure they are even. So I'm going to do all of my 2.5-inch loops first. So I just make a loop, twist, make another loop, twist, make my loop, and then twist and make my last loop. And look at that, I had just enough to do 6 loops. Isn't that great? I don't have to open a new roll of ribbon.
No.
Perfect.
And that does not happen always.
No, that was perfect.
Yeah.
All right, so now I've got my 1.5-inch. This is glittered on one side, so you want to always make sure you put your pattern or your glitter side face down. Again, I've got about 1 inch over here left over on my left-hand side. But with this one, we're going to step down 1 inch. So these are going to be about 4-inch loops. Twist, make my next loop, and I just like to bring them up just like that and make sure they're even. I'm going to do the same thing over and over again. I'm going to do 6 loops of these, so this will be a 12-loop bow. So I am, where are my scissors at? There they are. I got some.
Got it.
So I'm going to cut off the ribbon, push it down just like this. This is what it looks like in the Bow Dabber. I'm going to take it out, so I'm going to put my fingers through the loop. Always keep a thumb right there in the center of the bow. We do not want our ribbons to go flying out. So as we're pulling up on those 2 wires, or those wire ends, as we're pulling up, we're pressing down to create that tension, okay? And then we put the ends through the loop, wiggle it back and forth, just make sure it's tight and secure. And then we take it out, pull them, open them up, pull them, flip around back, and twist several times. And that's just to make sure that all of our ribbons are very secure. Okay, so this is what it looks like when it comes out of the bow dabra, and now we've got to fluff it. So to do that, I just put my hand through the loops and just pull the loops around where I want them.
The bow dabra makes it very easy.
Yeah. It takes a minute to get the hang of it, but once you get the hang of it, making bows on there is so quick and easy.
It is so easy.
And it saves you having to hold on to all the ribbons with your hands. To me, it just makes it easier, so that's what I do most of the time. Every now and then I will make them by hand, but
yep.
I like my bow dabra. It's just my preference. All right, so we have our grapevine wreath base. This is a crescent style today, a rustic crescent style, so we want to make sure the best side of the wreath is going to be exposed because we're going to have about a third of the wreath showing. So I always just take my wreath, look at it back and, look at the back forward. Just find the best looking spot, and that's going to be the part that is exposed. So this is the side that looks better. This one's kind of not as pretty looking over here. So I'm going to wire it about 10 o'clock on the base. And I just take the wires and just wrap them around the back. Just like that. And now we can start decorating.
Yes, I'm not even going to cut these off yet.
Yeah.
So we're going to use our Real Touch Green cedar with our berries first. That's going to be the base that everything's going to go on. So we're going to start with that. And since this is a crescent wreath, we're going to be making it on this side. And so we're just going to push that in. Just right about there. And then just kind of spread out your cedar so that it's where you want it to be, just like that. Now the next one we're going to do at the bottom, and it's going to be doing the same thing. We're just going to spread that out.
So it makes it easy. If you find a stem that has a lot of good greeneries and berries and things already on them, it makes it a lot easier because you don't have to put as much in there.
Now this one, we're going to put in the back. I am going to have to cut this one off. I may need the big dog. So I got it. Yeah.
Behind the bow. And these kind of, to me, help to put them in at an angle.
Yes, it really does. You don't have a choice with this kind. But that's okay because we've got so much going on. We can just pull some of it around just where we need it. So just spread it out. And you could just, honestly, you could add a few more of these and be done with it. They are so pretty.
And these are from
Amazon, I believe.
Yeah, I think
we'll
so.
find the link and give it to you, but I believe I got these from Amazon.
Thought so.
Okay, now we're going to take, we've got this that's lightly flocked. We're going to just kind of mix it in, and these are just cedar. These also came from Amazon. Now I'm just going to bring the first one over in here, just like that. Just to kind of bring it over a little little bit for my C, because you know we're going to be making the crescent, so we have to make sure we've got that going on. And I'm going to do the same thing here.
And it's fine in this design to mix the snow greenery
Yes.
as well as just the greenery, because we really want a natural look with this one.
Yes.
And you know, in nature you see some limbs that have snow and some that don't, so that's kind of the look we're going for here.
That's the look. So now I've just put one here, and I'm going to come in underneath because I just kind of want these sprinkled all throughout.
Mostly with this one, we're really just going to be layering on the greenery.
Yeah.
So.
Which, you know, we kind of do that anyway when we're greening our wreaths. If you've watched any of our videos, when we green, we're layering, and so that's basically what you're doing.
And we are dipping the ends of our stems in our Grace Monroe home glue skillet.
Yes, because you will need glue.
Hot glue.
And yes, hot glue, and it really helps to be hands-free.
So here's where I am so far.
Yeah, and I'm going to tell you, Amanda's a lot faster
Am
than
I
I
faster?
am.
Oh, I think I'm about the same.
Are you about the
you are.
same?
Maybe.
She's faster usually.
So we're just going to continue and go around with our
But now,
cedar picks.
what she's already done and what I'm doing, you don't want to forget, you've got to have something. This is just a rule for no matter what kind of wreath you're making. Always have something on every side of the bow. That is going to make all the difference in your wreaths if you do that.
It's going to help your bow stand up.
Yes, it really is, and that just makes all the difference. Okay, I'm just going to put some of that right there, and we'll put one more, I think, before I start on the other. Just right in here.
Oh.
And you see, it is not, what we're doing with this is not hard at all. Anybody can do this.
Yeah, this is actually
I promise you.
an easy one to make. I think
is.
anybody could make this.
Now this that we're layering in now is another of the cedar, but it's the, it's got a little bit of snow on it. And I think I got these from Amazon too.
I think everything that we
I think everything I've used was from Amazon. And we're just kind of sprinkling these in all around, just like we've done all of our other.
I like these.
I do too.
They're pretty great. They feel kind of strange, to
They
be
do.
honest.
They really do.
They're like little
'Cause they're-
worms or something.
Yeah, and they're very floppy.
Yeah.
And so they kind of feel strange, but they are very pretty.
They're really pretty.
I love them. I think it's because they're like the other green. They're the real touch, and then with the flocking on top of it, I think that's what makes it feel kind of strange.
Yeah. So we're just gonna fill in with those, and really, I mean, this is just all this that's to this wreath. So you could use as much greenery or as little as you want. You're just going to fill it up as much as you want in there. I tend to like a lot of greenery, so I'm going to use a lot in mine. This is where I'm at so far. But, you know, if you don't like a whole lot, you don't have to use a whole lot.
That's exactly right. We'll put some of this down underneath. Right in there.
So we did not have a Flower Friday video last week because we had our Christmas Splendor Wreath Workshop, which was so much fun.
Oh, it was so much fun.
If you guys were a part of that, let us know in the comments if you enjoyed it. I know we sure did. It was just 2 nights of just spending time with, you know, our community and making wreaths, making arrangements. We just had so much fun in there.
We really did, and you'll see some of them behind Amanda. They some of the designs we did. It really was a lot of fun. think I'm going to add just a couple of my cedar pieces. And once you get it kind of covered like you want it, then just play with it and make sure that you've got everything, got it, you know, flowing exactly like you want it so that your crescent is shaped like you want it to be.
We did add, you know, the glittered ribbon in ours. We gave it a little bit of pizzazz, but if you wanted to keep it more rustic, you know, you could use just the plaid ribbon, or, you know, really any kind of ribbon that you wanted to. You could use a burlap ribbon.
Yes, that would be pretty.
Or no ribbon at all. If you choose not to use a bow, just fill in the area, fill in the whole thing.
I was thinking earlier that even a black and white ribbon would be pretty with this. But you just add as much or as little as you want. If you want it, you know, to be larger, you could certainly do this on a 18-inch or even larger wreath. You're just going to need more, you know, things to put on it, but you can do that. Sometimes less is more.
We don't usually say that
I
a whole lot.
don't usually say that.
But
yes.
sometimes.
But sometimes it really is.
And this is one of those.
Especially if you're doing a natural.
Yeah, this is one of those times. We usually tend to be more is more.
Yes, yes. But go big or go home.
Yeah,
That's what we usually do.
This is one of those times.
But this is one of those times. And we also know that everybody's not, you know, don't like that. So,
well, yeah.
Some people like less. So, I love this cedar that's got the.
I like both of them.
I really do.
I mean, Amazon did a good job on this.
They really
so I'll definitely
did.
probably be adding this to our Amazon shop because we've used it.
Yes, and now we know we like it.
Yeah, we like it, and it's definitely something we would recommend.
Yeah, because we don't like to put something if we get it and we don't like it. We don't want you to waste your money. I still need something back here.
Just filling in. I've got a couple places I'm going to keep adding, but I'm not going to add a whole lot more to it because we're getting pretty full.
Yep, I think I've got it about where I want it. I think I need one more down here in the bottom.
And you can just have those little berries just kind of peeking out a little bit every now and then.
Yep, I like that. When we were talking about this, I wanted it to kind of look like, you know, if you were walking through a forest in the middle of winter and you see some of the trees are going to have the snow, some are going to have ice, some are not going to have anything. So, I think that is done on mine. And you can add and add and add as much as you want, but I think that's about all I want to add. Make sure I'm holding it. There we go. So there you go.
And you can curl your tails.
Yes, you can leave them straight or curl them. And of course, I've got sticks in the back, so I've got to go through and cut those off. And to do that, of course, you're going to use regular good wire cutters and put the flat end up against the wreath to make sure you get those cut off as close to the wreath as you can get those. And people say, why don't you cut them off beforehand? Because you need that, you need the length of the stem so that you can get the depth in the wreath. So you need to do it after you get the items in there. If you cut them off before, you're going to have them too short, some of them.
So I love the way these turned out.
Too.
They're natural.
Natural.
They're a quick and easy wreath to make.
Yes.
Really not difficult at all. So if you're a beginner wreath maker,
you can do this.
Yeah, anyone could make this. Absolutely.
And we used 3 different greeneries was all.
And I really think that you just can't go wrong with this because, I mean, if you only wanted to add just from here to here with the greenery, that would be fine too. You could add a shorter space of greenery. I mean, you just can't go wrong with this style.
Mm-hmm. You really can't. This would also be good to use as if you wanted a swag. You know, instead of a grapevine, if you wanted just to use it on a pine swag, you would just do it up and down, or you could do it.
Oh yeah, really
these are the swags that we buy from Amazon, and you could make it just as large on one of these.
Yeah.
And have it as a swag if you wanted to.
And then if you wanted to, you know, make it a little bit more glitzy, you could add some, you know, some like glitter picks or ornaments or whatever. I mean, you can build on this as much as you wanted to. Like I said, this is going to be more of the rustic look for us, so we weren't going to add the ornaments and things. But if you wanted to, you absolutely could.
But there you go. And you see, it did not take any time to do. But look how pretty.
Yeah, they turned out
You could add more berries there's all kinds of things you could do if you wanted to.
So I hope that y'all will give this one a try. It's definitely fun. It's good, you know, for the whole season, winter season.
Winter, yes.
So, you know, if this is something that you like, definitely give it a try. It's really simple to make, and I think it makes a bold, pretty statement.
I think it does too. And if you do make it, make sure to show it to us on Facebook on Grace Monroe Home, and let us see what you're making.
Or Instagram. We would love to see it. Tag us in your photos for sure.
Yes, we would love to see those.
For tons of DIY tutorials, y'all check out our blog at gracemonroehome.com. That's where you'll also find supply lists for different projects that we do here on Flower Friday as well. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you will, click the little subscribe button and that bell so you get notified when we release new videos. And if you're watching us on Facebook, just please click that follow button.
That's right.
Well, we thank y'all so much for joining us today for Flower Friday. This has been a fun one. Go check out our other videos for tons of DIY Christmas wreaths, winter wreaths, fall wreaths, all kinds of things for you.
Everything you need. Recipes, everything.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you soon.
Y'all have a blessed weekend.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.